baby. Hello, nasty. Hello there. Hello. I say hello. Hello, friend. Well, hello, little girl. Hello, my treacherous friends. Hello, operator. The beginning of everything. Welcome back, my friends. It's showtime.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Brink of Sanity, episode 392. I am Jay. How you doing, Mark?
I am doing fine. Happy New Year. How you doing, Jay?
We are inching ever closer to the 15th anniversary of Brink's first episode. How do you feel about that?
Do we have to both drink like poisoned fruit punch on that episode?
I think so. We're going to get all the old guest hosts and co-hosts, and we're going to have an old-fashioned Kool-Aid drinking.
It'll be like, hey, honey, sorry for you and the kids, but Jay says I have to do it for the show.
We had a 15-year/400th episode suicide pact. What are you going to do?
I was just going to say to Jay, when I post for the show. I post stuff on our Knicks page and our Brink page. Not a lot of stuff we post, but there's a separate app for posting. And it used to be, what did they used to call it? They used to call it like Messenger or not even Messenger. It was like a, what did they used to call it before they changed the name?
Oh, it wasn't like Pages or something like that?
Yeah, it was like Pages or something like that.
Now it's Business Suite, right?
Business Suite,
yeah.
Which feels like Facebook Meta is just trolling me because I have to click on Business Suite to post shit about Brink and our Knicks podcast.
I know, we're putting like would you rathers about STDs, and they're like, what time is your business open until? It's like,
who wants to ask Jay questions about the hair growth on his toes? Business Suite.
Yeah, it's like, I guess they think all pages are businesses.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they want to turn everything into like anything that you could funnel money to for them. So they're always like, hey, do you want to pay to promote this post about why Rhymes is better than Cam Reddish? Or do you want to pay to promote this thing about why the Black Cloud will always follow Jay no matter where he goes?
Yeah, I did. I messed around with it. I put like $10 on one of our posts, and I don't know if I trust it. It says like, oh, you got 400 views. I'm like, did we? Because we got no likes, no comments, like no new followers. Like, I
don't know. I think companies also apparently spend like hundreds of millions of dollars on. I mean, they spend like so much money spent on Facebook and all the social media advertising. I think when you're like, here's $10, you are just throwing it down a bottomless well that's not going to help us.
Yeah, I guess.
Can you give your life savings for one of our posts to see what happens?
So like $25?
Yeah, $25. If you could do that. Actually, why don't you take your student loans and throw them in there? Be like, hey, can you take my student loans and use that for a post?
Well, when our newsletter launches, I was going to put $100 to see what happens.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's so you're going to lay $100 on fire.
thebrinkofsanity.substack.com. You could subscribe now, and it's going to launch, I guess, maybe mid-February? When you go,
I'm hoping to push it back to March, but we'll see how this goes.
Okay.
Jay has said to me he wanted to push this thing out January 1, or maybe even earlier last year. And I'm just like, hey, Jay, no, let's push it back a little. We'll push it. We're not ready, Jay. Just push it back. And Jay's like, this is just never going to happen. I was like, just like our podcast, it's never going to happen.
So are you trying to...
I think Jay is motivated. We'll get this out, and when it is out, it will be mildly less of a failure than our show.
I have a good feeling about it. I mean, we've been working on it for a long time, and it's supposed to be five newsletters a week, so it should be a lot of content. I think it'll be fun.
How about half a newsletter every leap year?
I mean, it was your idea for 5. I said 3 days a week.
Oh, well, I think you have to do 5 days a week. I think that's the you know what? Actually, how about 1 day a month? See if it catches on, like our podcast.
Like our podcast. What, 1 day a month, and sometimes we take a month off.
So, Jay, what are your New Year's resolutions? Should we make New Year's resolutions for each other? Is that a top 5 we should have done for the show that we haven't prepared at all?
Yeah, that was actually that's a really good idea for a top 5.
Should we do it for next New Year's?
We'll do it for the 300th episode special.
Why
do you sound like you're talking in like a well?
A well?
Yeah,
Because you haven't gotten me my microphone you're gonna send me.
that is true.
Have you ordered it for me yet?
Yes, it's in the mail.
Okay, you're a liar.
I'm actually putting the sticky on the monitor now that fell off and fell behind something, which is why I didn't see it.
Shane's like your micro. Does it still sound terrible? What's the deal?
It's like going in and out.
Okay, get me a microphone. I don't know what to tell you.
Do you have like spittle on the microphone or something?
I have nothing, Jay. I have nothing. I've said for years I will use whatever you want me to use. Just tell me what to get. And Jay's like, okay, I'll get on that. You cannot complain about how shitty it sounds because it's your fault.
We did a Knicks podcast yesterday and it sounded all right. Why does it sound like you're?
I think you use whatever mixing stuff you do on your end sucks.
I love how you always blame it on my stuff.
I can't. I am talking. I don't know what else to do. What do you want me to do? Like I'm going to recode the computer?
I don't know. I think you have a loose wire or something.
I think I have a loose wire in my head, but it doesn't really matter.
So for Mark's first New Year's resolution, I'm going to have you work on your ADD. Maybe read a self-help book on ADD.
First of all, do you think someone with ADD could read a self-help book? I can read. I can barely watch a self-help tweet.
That is a very good point.
Or a TikTok video. So I think I've already defeated your first one. What else can I do to defeat my ADD?
That is probably why you like TikTok, because it doesn't have to keep your attention for more than 5 seconds.
It's amazing how there's just enough content to get to the next video.
Yeah.
We talked about this off the show, but I watched Avatar 2. It's 3.5 lifetimes long. First of all, they start with like 20 minutes of trailers, and that was by far the best part of the show. It really went downhill after the trailers were over. We were about 10 minutes into the movie, and I was like, I kind of know where this is going, and holy shit, I cannot believe I have 3 more hours to go.
I only saw like a 2-minute preview, but isn't it the same thing as the first? Like these guys want to pollute our beautiful, pristine world.
It's totally different. The first one was about the sky people or white men versus the blue people.
Mm-hmm.
This one is the sky people, white men, against the blue people over water instead of in the forest.
Ah, okay. Yeah, very different. Very different.
There's also the white men in this one are the avatars here. They become avatars also.
Well.
So you know how like the Scully or whatever the hell this guy's name, but in the first one, it's a man, he takes over, becomes the avatar thing is he's taking over the blue body.
Yeah.
So now the bad guys do it also. Everyone has the technology to take over blue people.
Cool.
And so it's blue people versus blue people. I don't know how there could be so many blue people and not have one Smurf in the whole movie.
It seems like a lost opportunity, really.
It really does. And first of all, this is not even like the Smurfs are such a better show. Did you like the first one?
I thought it was good special effects, but I thought it was. I've seen the movie before, Dances with Wolves, Fern Gully. Like I was like, there's like almost nothing new at all. It's just like with really good visuals. So I thought it was just okay.
Yeah, I would say I liked it better than you did. I didn't care that it wasn't that original.
Or original like, at all.
Yeah, it was like exploring the new land. The technology seemed really cool. It was like the first time you went from analog TV to like HD TV. You're like, this is really cool. I mean, whatever I'm watching on here, I can watch a nature show. It's just cool because it's HD.
Yeah, I just felt like it was more like a tech demo.
Yeah, I felt like that. There was enough of a plot to this. You're exploring this world. It seemed, I liked it enough. I thought it was a cool experience.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the second one is like, I've had HD TV, and now we're watching in 4K. It looks better, I guess.
I think when I saw it, it was also 3D.
Well, it's in 3D also. I mean, the movie's in 3D, but like the first one was like this cool 3D technology. The second one, it's cooler technology. It's not that much cooler.
Movies have almost given up on 3D, right? They were trying to push it for a while, and now it's like almost nothing's in 3D.
There were a couple 3D previews in the movie. I think everyone thinks like, well, Avatar's coming out, we're going to be interested in 3D again.
And like TVs were trying to do it for a while too, and then like, yeah, we can't do it.
It didn't really work that well. I tried that. Yeah. I went to like I was at one of the electronic stores, and I put it on. Like it didn't really work for a home audience. Like the 3D TVs weren't that cool.
Everyone I know who tried it said it just gives you a headache.
So he also apparently shoots this movie in like a faster technology. I'm not sure the exact like it was apparently The Hobbit was shot in this faster technology also. So the movie itself gives you a bit of a headache, basically how it's shot.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
It was the only thing in the movie where you're like the only tension in the movie is that you're sitting there with your family and will they walk out despite the fact you just paid like $80 to see this movie with your family?
I mean,
That was the tension.
I think that's the good part about having no kids. Like, I don't have to, every event isn't like $150.
My 11-year-old son loved it. There's one scene where a guy's arm gets ripped off, and my son thought that was the coolest part of the movie.
Okay.
And that probably was maybe the coolest part of the movie. My daughter had to leave with like an hour to go. She's 8. She just couldn't take the movie. There's also a lot. I like violence, but like it just seemed like there was almost too much. Like I like the violence when it's well placed in the movie. It was just like kind of stupid violence. It kind of went overboard.
Was your daughter scared or just bored or?
She just couldn't take the movie anymore. Like I don't know. She just couldn't. Like it was. I also feel like you're making this blue movie. How would you make it for like all audiences? Like so, like this is like something I gotta take my family to without my daughter being like, "This sucks. I gotta get the hell out of here."
Yeah.
It was I keep reading reviews online and people think it's amazing. I don't understand. It's like it's that scene from Zoolander where he's like what does he say? I'm wearing a what's the scene with
I never got to
it's like you never saw Zoolander?
I saw like 20 minutes of it.
Wow, you're a great guest host. You're a great second host on the show. You have to see every movie I think of, Jay. It's where he's like, am I taking crazy pills? How do people understand it? I really feel like I'm taking crazy pills because I feel like this should be universally panned. It's like just a very boring and not good movie.
Honestly, you don't know how many of the reviews are paid for anymore.
I looked a lot. I could find a lot of bad reviews, but it's just a ton of, and a lot of the reviews are like, "Oh my god, it's so amazing! This breathtaking graphics and the plot could be okay." I can't sit through too many movies where I'm like, the story itself isn't very good, but wow, the visuals.
Yeah, because so many movies have good visuals now. That's what I felt about Black Panther. Like everyone was talking about like how amazing it was, but it was like one of the most unoriginal Marvel movie stories. It was literally The Lion King, but like it had visuals.
I didn't see it.
It had cool visuals, but like I felt the same way about it. I thought about Avatar. I'm like, this looks cool, but like they literally just ripped off another movie.
I mean, cool visuals works for me if you're like, hey, here's a 10-minute short or a half-hour show with cool visuals. Cool visuals doesn't really hold up for if you're going to show 3 hours of a movie.
Yeah, need a little bit of substance.
Jay, for next episode, can you go see Avatar so we can talk more about it?
Maybe. I think there's one of those theaters near me that has like the recliner seats and you could get like legit food and stuff. That might be the only thing that would bring me to a theater at this point.
We had the recliner seats, but we didn't have the cool food.
I mean, by cool food, that it probably means like $25 like chicken tenders and like just triple the price for like appetizers.
What if you could pay $36 for a mozzarella stick?
Right.
Come to our movie theater
With fancy dipping sauce.
Anyway, it's I'm curious to hear your perspective on seeing the movie. You like the Marvel movies, right?
I do.
So I felt like this was like a wannabe Marvel movie with a worse story.
Mm-hmm. And like characters you don't care about.
Yeah, I just don't really care. I mean, I also didn't care about I saw Lord of the Rings. I didn't really care about the characters in that, but I know there's a whole there's a book people love, and there is more of a story there. This was like if you had Lord of the Rings, but you removed all of the story.
Cool. Yeah, no, I liked Lord of the Rings a lot. I did not watch the Hobbit trilogy because I thought making 3 2-hour movies out of a 200-page book was a little bit of a stretch. So
yeah, there's also can I give you one spoiler?
Yeah.
So there's they team up with these people of the water, and then when they're having the big battle, the last hour of the movie, the water people just disappear with no explanation of where they went. You're like, wait. What if there's a ton of other did they have a whole civilization fighting with them, and now it's just the 5 of them? What the fuck?
I feel like that happens in every movie. There's like a giant war, and the only people fighting are the 5 main characters.
Yeah, exactly. And there's some really weird scenes.
I'm watching
Jay.
like Blind Spot right now, and like anytime there's like a crisis, like the same 5 agents go out in the field, and I'm like, there's like hundreds of people in the FBI. They only have these 5 to like do every single mission. I get to the main characters in the show, but like throw in somebody else once in a while.
There was a show I watched called Banshee. Have you heard of Banshee?
I think I heard of it. I never saw it.
It was on Cinemax or Skinemax or Showtime or one of these channels, and it was kind of like this. The story was this guy who was a criminal ends up in this small town. He impersonates the sheriff and somehow becomes the sheriff of the town, and he like fights bad. Like they have all this bad shit happen. This small town, so much goes wrong in this small town, and he becomes like the good guy fighting all of it. But what I found crazy about the story was it was like they couldn't afford extras in the show. Like there were 4 cops for the whole town. For everything else, they have a whole police station. There's only 4 cops you see in the entire series.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And you're like, can you just pretend there are other cops? There can't be even a small town. There cannot be only 4 cops here.
At least do a Star Trek where you have like a random 4th guy that gets killed every time they go out in the field. Like, at least it'll be funny.
That would be good. Like every episode, they're like, we have to revenge the murder of Steve here, who we knew since the beginning of the episode.
I don't know if you know, but in Star Trek, there's a guy with a red shirt that always goes out and he dies every time.
Is he like Kenny from South Park?
No, it's always a different guy, but he always has a red shirt while all the rest of them like have blue shirts. So you know who's going to die.
It must suck to pick the red shirt that day.
Yeah, exactly.
You're getting dressed. You're like, hey guys, you like my new? Oh shit, it's gonna be me. Jay. So why does the guy with the red shirt die every episode of Star Trek? Is that your question?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what the answer is. It's a well-known joke among fans of Star Trek franchise that the character wearing a red shirt, who is usually a security officer or a low-ranking crew member, often dies in the episode. This humorous concept is known as red shirt death or red shirt curse. I typed this into GPT. You remember we talked about ChatGPT briefly on Brink of Sanity?
Yeah.
You remember what ChatGPT is?
It's like the AI chat thing. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a company called OpenAI that created this chat thing that's supposed to be an amazing AI chat. So I thought we could have some fun asking it questions besides this question. What else could we ask it, Jeff?
You had no idea about the red shirt thing, did you?
No. Should I have known that? I've never watched Star Trek.
I haven't either. It's just the common knowledge that the red shirt guy always dies.
It's not that common. They didn't teach that in my school.
Well, I did go to school for.
Common knowledge?
I did major in radio and TV in college, so.
Yeah, that might be different. Actually, my dad is a huge Star Trek fan. He watched like all of it, mm-hmm. and had never made any effort. Like he never said, "Hey, son, you should watch this with me."
Mm-hmm.
I know nothing about it from him, but I just know he's watched like every episode.
I thought it was like a widespread, like I thought everybody knew red shirt.
I knew Kenny dying in South Park. That's something I knew. Red shirt death, I've never heard of till this moment.
Fun fact: when I had a public access show in the '90s before South Park, we had a character that died every episode.
Oh, so they copied you?
I think so.
The $900 trillion they make a year should have been your money, Jay.
I mean, just add it to the list with Brunchaholics and all the other stuff.
What did you like? They killed Ken Lee every episode.
It was Mr.
What did you call the guy that died?
Mr.
Instead
Happy.
of Kenny.
Mr. Happy.
Oh.
It even rhymes.
It is a funny concept.
Mm-hmm.
Why does Kenny die every episode? Do you think they'll know what I'm talking about?
Probably.
Let's see what it does.
But he stopped.
In the animated television show South Park, the character Kenny McCormick is known for dying almost every episode.
Yeah, I think they stopped that like 15 seasons ago.
Did they?
Yeah.
It's important to note that Kenny's deaths were always temporary, and he would return in the next episode as if nothing had happened. This was a way for the show to play with the idea of death and its consequences.
Until season 4.
What happens if you do not cut your toe hair? Let's find out. Let's find out. Toe hair, like other body hair, is not necessarily for the body function properly, and its presence or absence does not have any significant health effects.
There you
Some
go.
people choose to remove their toe hair for aesthetic or personal hygiene reasons, while others do not. Jay, is it more of an aesthetic thing or a personal hygiene thing for you?
It's an aesthetic thing.
Okay. Do ladies ever be like, "Whoa, look how smooth his big toe is"?
I had an ex who was obsessed with plucking it, and then when we broke up, I just kept the habit going.
That upset. It's almost like she has like a power over you.
Yeah.
You'll never escape it.
I know. I wonder if she'd be flattered if I just messaged her and said, I still pluck my toe hair.
And she's like, "I think about you too." And you're like, "I don't think about you. Go fuck yourself. I just want to let you know about the toe thing."
New Year's resolution?
Okay, yeah. What should my co-host on my podcast New Year's resolution be? New Year's resolution be. I don't think I even made a sentence there.
No, that sounded a little...
Yeah. It's not up to me to tell your co-host what their New Year's resolution should be. New Year's resolutions are personal goals that individuals set for themselves.
This thing is actually really good.
No, they keep writing also. I could do think of some things to ask it.
Is this going to be the whole episode?
I have nothing else, Jay. Give me some ideas for my pot. Give me some questions to ask my co-host on my podcast.
So
Okay.
I have
some questions for you. Here are a few questions you could ask your co-host. Jay, here we go. What inspired you to start podcasting?
I think it's the same thing that inspired me to start my public access show. I listen to other podcasts and I'm like, this isn't so good. I can do that.
And so when did you find out you were wrong?
Well, I can do it. I mean, I'm probably the people that other people go, this isn't so good. I can do that.
Okay, let's keep going. What do you hope to achieve through your podcast, Jay?
I think I've given up achieving anything through the podcast at this point.
How do you prepare for each episode?
We literally turn the mic on with nothing, which you might be able to tell based on what's happening right now.
What has been your favorite episode to record so far and why?
It's definitely one of the scammer episodes. I think it was the one where we kept the guy going for like 3 days, and then we finally messaged him and said, the police want to talk to me. What should I do? And the guy freaked out. I think that was the hardest. I laughed when I saw that email and he's writing in all caps. He's like, "You're an idiot. What did you do to call me right now?" I was on the train going to work and I was just dying on the train.
What advice do you have for aspiring podcast hosts?
Do it for you. Do it for fun. Do not expect success.
What if you want success?
Then you should probably get a master's degree.
How do you stay motivated and consistent with your podcast, Jay?
Are we either of those things?
No, no. How to be successful in life? Let's see what they say. There's no one size fits all. How can we mess with it? Let's just mess with it. Is it okay? How do I defeat the army of ants that attack my house every day? They're still writing about the whole success thing. Hang on. Let's see. How do I defeat the army of ants? If being regularly attacked by a large number of ants, there are a few steps you can take. Identify the species. Find and limit the source of the ants.
Well, have you found the species?
Yeah, they're called ants. I don't know. It's been much better as of late. I think we may have defeated them.
Okay.
The Avatar movie is just like a metaphor for my battle against the ants.
Is that just because it's cold out and they're hibernating?
I had a new neighbor that moved in a couple of like 2 years ago,
Mhm.
and when they did it, they removed a lot of plants like around their house.
Mhm.
And I think that my guess, my theory is the ants' home was like where like when they were removing a lot of the plants, the ants' home was there, and they just destroyed the ants' home, like not on purpose, but they just did that.
Right.
Because there's been ever since they moved in, the ants have kind of gone away. Maybe my new neighbors repel ants. Maybe that's what it
Maybe
is.
your new neighbor has the ants. Maybe they're like, we like this house better.
Maybe there's like he has an army of ants he's preparing for attack. He's like June 12th, 2023, 2 trillion ants, the Kaplan household. Let's do it.
He's like the Willard of ants.
Yeah, exactly.
Did that go above your head, or did you get that right?
No, it's the rats, right?
Yeah.
What is the Willard of ants?
You know, there's a sequel called Ben.
If it's not clear what you're referring to, Will is the common certain and it's titled as 1971 horror film about a man who can communicate with rats.
There you go. And and a remake with Crispin Glover.
Is Jay destined to be a dance star? I'm sorry, but I don't have enough information about your question. What do you got, Jay? What should we talk about? This is the rest of the episode, Jay.
I wanna ask you a question. So
Sure.
I have an appointment with my sleep doctor on Friday.
Okay.
And I got a voice message today saying that because I haven't hit my deductible yet, the appointment is going to cost anywhere between $275 and $500 based on the complexity of my video call. I'm not even going into the office. I'm having
Wait, you're doing a video call that's going to be $275 to $500?
That's what they left a voicemail today telling me.
How much is your deductible?
I think like 2,000, but like it shouldn't be for one 10-minute video consultation.
Yeah, it really.
I'm debating just firing the doctor altogether. I have a new sleep doctor I'm going to go to next week. I'm debating just saying like I'm not going to this.
Yeah, why are you going to go? Just go to the new. It's not like the sleep doctor is like doing a great job for you. Are you? You're kind of miserable, right?
Yeah, I just also like how much is the appointment if it's going to be $500 out of my pocket? Like, what is he charging $1,000 for this 10-minute appointment?
I feel like the whole sleep thing, there's a bit of a scam with it. I feel like most of the medical system, there's like a bit of like, there's like a real part of it, and there's like a scam to it also, where they just charge you ridiculous amounts of money for things.
I mean, this is an insane amount of money. $500. I know it's going to be a 10-minute tops, like video call.
What's your issue with your sleep as of late?
Well, I had the issue like a month or two ago where I was not sleeping. I was getting apnea with the CPAP machine. And,
Okay.
And I freaked out, and that's when I made the appointment. That's when I got the sleep study. And then it happened twice more last month, and that's when I emailed him, and I said, this isn't sustainable. I haven't slept in like 2 days, blah blah blah, and I like told him everything, like my sleep pattern, what I ate, was I stressed, blah blah blah, and he wrote like, yeah, we'll talk about it during your appointment in 5 weeks. So
he doesn't really seem to give a shit, is what it comes down to.
That's
That'd
what
be
I'm
fair to say?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, and I feel like I'm just gonna cancel and go to the new guy.
Yeah, I mean, has he really helped you? Like, what's he going to tell you in this 10-minute appointment? He's going to be like, Jay, have you tried sleeping better?
He's gonna suggest sleeping pills, which I don't want to take.
Okay, why do you think he's going to suggest sleeping pills?
That's what his email said. We'll discuss with during your appointment in 5 weeks. Maybe we could try sleeping pills. That was the whole email when I said I'm literally not sleeping, and it was 5 weeks outside of the appointment.
You're going to tell me you're going to charge me $500 to tell me to take Tylenol PM?
I mean, I don't expect doctors to be on call, but if you're having like a serious medical issue, I get like you're not getting paid, but like just email me back, like something of substance.
I don't know if they really think the sleep issue is a real serious thing, because when you do that, you're like, I'm having a huge issue with sleep, like something that's like pivotal for my life. And they're like, sure, we can see you in a month or two. Just see how it goes. But you said this is a really important thing that like I need to work on. I need to get treated. Yes. But you can't see me for a month and a half. Yes. Yeah. Why can't I sleep? Let's see what chat. There can be many different reasons why you don't have trouble sleeping. Can you how do we fuck with this thing?
What's the name of it?
GPT.
Okay. How can I make a better AI than ChatGPT?
Okay. How can I make a better chat GPT than you, bitch?
It's gonna be like,
Okay, that's what it says.
It's gonna say
I'm sorry if my response offended you. To which create a chat box or language model, you'll need a strong understanding of computer science. Oh well, we're screwed.
Yeah. It knows we're idiots. I think this
Do
thing's smarter than
you
us.
want to touch my nipples? This content may violate our content policy. If you believe to be error, please submit your feedback. Your input 8 will.
You're gonna get banned from this thing in like 2 minutes.
Do you blame the Jews for the pyramids not being symmetrical? That's what they say. It's not accurate or fair to blame the Jews for the pyramids in Egypt not being symmetrical. The
This thing's pretty good.
All
right.
Is North Dakota real? Yes, North Dakota is a real place.
There you go. We solved the 12-year ongoing mystery of North Dakota.
So apparently ChatGPT is in on this.
So what should my New Year's resolution be?
Oh, sorry, I stopped thinking about this. What, you want a New Year's resolution?
Yeah.
Okay. I think you should have the courage this year to go into a gym locker room, and take a shower.
Okay. I joined a gym last month.
But do you take a shower there?
Absolutely not.
Because you are not confident in yourself. You should basically go there and be like, sir, you haven't even worked out. I'm just here for the shower because I'm a man and I'm comfortable with who I am.
So my gym is a 4-minute walk from my apartment. So there's literally no reason for me to do that.
You need to, Jay. You need to have the courage of an 80-year-old man who just walks around that gym, the locker room all day with his junk out. But that's what you got to do.
It does have a one-person sauna, an infrared sauna. So
what's an infrared sauna?
It doesn't get as hot as an actual sauna. It's like the heat goes like inside your body instead of like an external heat. It's like yeah, like
do you
blast rays into you or something.
Do they have any alarm that goes off to let you know like when you have cancer?
I mean, they said.
I mean, that sounds. I'm like, they're like, it's completely safe. No studies have been done on the long-term consequences of being in here for more than 5 minutes.
It's supposed to be what the athletes use, and like it heals you much quicker than like a regular sauna.
Do you have to let them know ahead of time you're not an athlete?
The first 3 times I went, nobody was using the sauna, but I had limited time. The last 3 times I went, it's supposed to be a 30-minute limit. The same douchebag's in there from like before I start my workout, and he's still in there when I'm done with my workout. Like,
can you? It's only one person at a time.
I think you could fit 2, but it's like you're like touching knees. You're like you have to know the person, I think, to go in there.
Yeah, why can't you just go in there, sit on his lap? When he says something, go, it's infrared, it's okay.
I just go in there and be like, 30 minutes, bro.
Just go there and just like, if you sit on his lap, if he's uncomfortable, tell him to leave.
My gym is not like a normal gym either. Like maybe because I went to Planet Fitness. Like Planet Fitness, everybody looked like me. This new gym, everybody's in like perfect shape. Like,
how much is your gym?
I think it's like $50 a month.
Okay, I mean it's more normal. Like Planet Fitness is $10 a month. No one who's serious about working out goes. I mean, I used to belong there. You just like it's the average person kind of giving half of a workout.
It's so cheap that you can not go for 3 months and not even feel guilty about it.
Yeah, it's totally fine. Versus like $50, people are like, I should go there. I'm gonna get ripped. And like,
Yeah.
yeah. Do you are there so basically you walk around there, you're like, I feel worse about myself. Is there a Planet Fitness here?
Yeah, right.
I mean,
Yeah,
Planet Fitness is the best because they once a month they give you free bagels, and then once a month they give you, I think, free donuts.
no,
They're like
pizza.
free pizza. They're like, not only do we not think you're gonna come here, we think the only way you're gonna get here is if we make you fatter.
Right, exactly. Yeah, so my job basically at the gym is to take the heavy weights off all the machines and replace them with light weights so I can do my like 10 reps.
I really do hate when people leave their weights though.
I
It is
mean,
kind of annoying when someone's like doing a lot of weight, and they're like, "Oh, but you're not strong enough to move the plates." Maybe that could be part of your workout.
I could barely take the plates off the other day. It's giant plates. I'm like, I'm going to replace these with 25-pound weights. Thanks.
Okay, so Jay, I've thrown the idea out to you, a top five idea that you never want to do. It was like an improv scene, and I thought basically we could try it here.
Okay.
Do you want to try? So, um, I'm going to start an improv scene, and you're going to have to try to play the character I'm pretending you are.
Okay.
Jasonella, Jasonella, you're losing too much weight. As your agent, it's not good for your brand to lose all this weight.
But I thought my brand was to shake my boy.
You are a plus size model. If you don't stay fat, we're going to lose the ad revenue. We're not going to get all the endorsements anymore, Jasonella. You have to stay hefty.
But you haven't been giving me any money.
I don't have to give you a lot of money for you to eat the whole McDonald's menu.
I eat
You
the whole
have to
McDonald's
stay fat.
menu.
If you lose weight, women are gonna think different about their self-image. You're supposed to tell women it's okay to be fat.
I don't feel good.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how you feel. It's not how you look on the outside. It's the money we get from your outside.
But one, I don't get money, and two, I went to
I've
time.
been paying you. Stop this. I've been paying you. You have money, but if you want to be a plus side model, you really have to go for it.
Well, the other day I was trying to tie my shoelaces, and I tied one, and then I needed a nap.
That's fine. That's fine. We could call up Serta, and now you could be a plus side model on a mattress.
What the hell's Serta?
They make mattresses. You've
Oh.
never heard of Serta?
No, I don't know.
Sleepies. Whatever.
Okay.
I have to say, you are the only plus side model that does not know brands of mattresses. You're never going to make it.
I mean, there was only one that supported my weight, so I stuck with that brand.
Well, I think we're going to go national. You're going to test beds by laying on them. And we can, like, if you could withstand this plus size model, you could withstand you as well.
I feel like your whole business strategy for me is to demean me.
You're a plus size model. You're what's really beautiful. Didn't you? I'm trying to get you the Dove commercials.
Soap?
Yeah, that's where they do the plus side. They have all the fat ladies that are taking showers, and they're like, "We're big and large, and come buy Dove."
We can't even reach all our body parts, but we're going to use this soap anyway.
Well, it's a great marketing tool for Dove because the larger the clientele, the more soap they need to like, cover their whole body, the more soap they sell.
That is true. A bar of Dove is like 2 showers.
Yeah, so exactly. That's their marketing. It's not about caring about how you look. It's caring about selling the soap.
I wash myself with a rag on a stick.
You don't think this is it'd be great. Now, Jay, your turn. Start your improv scene, and I'll play along. And I know you prepared for this.
I did. I thought long and hard about this.
Okay.
Thank
Honey. Oh, you're gonna actually want to do one?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it.
All right.
By the way, this is a fun idea.
Yeah.
Or maybe not.
I feel like we should just do this at Upright Citizens Brigade Theater.
Yeah, there you go.
You've done
Yes.
improv before, right?
Yeah, I've done it there. Go on.
I did it once too. So, Mark, thank you for coming to our first therapy session.
Oh, I'm so happy. I've needed therapy for so long. My wife's just been telling me I need therapy, so I'm happy I found your number and that you're available.
It's interesting that you cut me off because we're here for your ADD, and you couldn't even focus enough to let me finish the sentence. So that's.
Did you So just on a totally separate topic, but like the like that big stuffed animal in the back, that giraffe. My daughter has a giraffe like that. That's pretty cool. Where'd you get it?
So I think we're gonna not focus on the giraffe right now, or your daughter.
Are you like, is it like don't look at don't focus on the elephant, and then all you can think about is the elephant? So now I'm gonna just think about giraffes.
No, literally, I want you to not think about any sort of stuffed animal, elephants or giraffes.
How do you think like Toys R Us connected a giraffe to their marketing? Like, I wouldn't think the giraffe would be like the obvious animal to connect to selling toys. No one's like, I want a toy and I need a giraffe to sell me a toy.
Well, I mean, Child World had a big panda. Now you got me doing it because I don't want to talk about pandas or giraffes.
What did Child World have? I'll never know unless you finish the sentence.
They had a big fat panda, but we're not here to talk about big fat pandas either.
Was it a plus size panda?
It was a plus size panda.
Does anyone ever get mad about animals gaining weight? No one talks about animals gaining weight or losing weight, really.
I mean, I think with pandas, the fatter, the cuter, right?
Do you know people are the only animal that goes on a diet?
Is that a real fact, or are you just making stuff up?
are
you brought your ChatGPT to
the only animals.
It's my first therapy session
on diets. I think ChatGPT should be our co-host. No, people are the only animals that go on diets. Many animals, including pets, are placed on special diets for various reasons. But I guess they don't go on diets on their own.
So we force the diets on these animals.
Yeah, we force
shame
animals. We're like, hey, squirrel, you need to look thinner because I think thin squirrels are better than fat squirrels.
Hey, dog, you know how I gave you unlimited food for the last 7 years and now you're a fat fuck? Well, now I'm going to fat shame you for being so fat with the food that I personally fed you.
Did you know that gorillas in zoos are often placed on calorie-controlled diets to prevent them from becoming overweight, as excess weight can lead to health problems? So the gorillas are locked up in cages or small areas. They're given no ability to really exercise, and you're limiting how much food they can eat. Zoos are awesome.
Sounds like a really good environment to take them out of their natural, tear them away from their family, and they just be like, we're gonna have a bunch of people stare at you and not allow you to eat.
I've told you my take on zoos, though. I think zoos are actually okay. You know why I think zoos are okay?
Why?
Because they only take the animals that are criminals and put the criminal animals in the zoos.
Okay.
All the non-criminal animals are out there in the wild. It's just these animals have committed crimes.
Okay.
Most of them, I think they say like 50% of all the animals in the zoo are there for smoking pot.
Okay. All right. So it's
Jay. So the New York passed legalized pot, and they're supposed to have pot stores, and they still aren't here yet. What's going on with that, Jay?
There's a gummy van outside my job.
Yeah, there are gummy vans all over the place, but I don't know if are they like, because I know there's some that like kind of just get you a little there. They don't actually get you high.
Challenge accepted.
But when I walk around New York City now, I see it being sold in stores, but I don't think they're like legally, like the cops just kind of turn a blind eye. I don't think they're like allowed to sell it. But I've seen people sell it on the street, or like some stores that are selling they're selling bongs, and there's actually weed next to them. They're being sold also.
Really? I have not seen that.
I've seen it all. Yeah, I haven't been in the city that much as of late, but I've seen it in stores.
I just know I smell it every 3
like
feet
bodegas.
in the city,
Yeah, I smell it everywhere. I realize also, like my son will be in college the first time he smokes weed, and he'll be like, this is what I smelled every time I went to New York City.
Right. 20-year-old me had to like sneak around and like hide behind bushes to smoke, and now it's like, now that I don't smoke, it's everywhere and it's cheap. And
so it's really easy to buy now, but what I don't like about that is I want the stores to be there, so I know I'm getting the good shit. Because I'm positive if I buy it at the bodega, it's gonna be like the shit. It's gonna be crappy shit.
Yeah.
I want a store where it's all like the CVS basically of weed stores, where you're like, I know I'm gonna get like a real product there.
When I first moved to Manhattan, I got the delivery service, like the movie Half Baked.
Yeah, we did that also. And the guy came with like the backpack and had like all these different varieties.
Yeah, he would have like 6 different kinds and different sizes, and he'd explain each one to you. It was pretty
But
awesome.
have you been to Amsterdam?
No.
Okay, so I've been to Amsterdam. They have the real stores there. I went to Seattle. My stepbrother's there, and he showed me like they have real stores there. I want the real stores here, where you like walk around, like see it all in glass cases. Like
Hmm.
that would be really cool.
Yeah.
By the way, how's this ADD session going?
I think I have ADD now. We just went on a journey. I totally lost track. That'll be 50 bucks.
Okay. I will jump into mine. Jasonella. By the way, Jasonella. Is it okay if I call you Jasonella? Could that be your female name?
Again, we already did that.
It's always gonna be Jasonella.
You know, crazy listener Steven made a Jasonella profile on Facebook.
Yeah, that's where I got it from.
Okay, it's still there.
Steven, please tell me you're still alive. I'd love to have you back on the show.
He's impossible to find. I can't find him anywhere.
I mean, we are the extent of looking is like we're looking at our email, see if he emails us. But I would like to hear from him again. Okay, Jasonella, honey, we've been married for a long time, and I was just wondering. We've been through a lot the last couple of years with with COVID and everything else. I'm just wondering, do you think we've had it up for a while? Is it time to take down the Black Lives Matter sign on the lawn?
Wait, you put a Black Lives Matter sign on our lawn?
You know, you helped me put it up there, but it's been for 2 years. It's kind of getting a little dirty. Should we take it down? Have we done enough? I think 2 years of having the sign up might be doing enough.
I mean, I think we solved racism in our neighborhood.
Yeah, I've yet to see any racism happen in our neighborhood, so I think I think we should be lauded for what we've done.
Yeah,
Do you think any neighbors will ask where our sign went? And if people ask, can we say it was stolen
by black people,
by some hooligans?
hooligans?
There's a so this like I like a run like a jog I do from our house, and like at some point at the end of like this really nice neighborhood, I see like this house, this really big house has this black like this sign is like all like a Black Lives Matter and all this like nice things on it, and I'm like one day I'm gonna run by this house and this sign is gonna be gone, and I so wish I could be there, a fly in the wall, when the husband and wife are like, is it enough? Can we just take down the Black Lives Matter sign, or can you never take that down? Once you put it up, you're like, shit, if we take it down, we're kind of fucked.
Right. It's like, if they take it down, can you just knock on their door and be like, so Black Lives don't matter anymore?
Oh, I see you took your sign down. I guess the problem's solved for you.
And then walk away. Don't introduce yourself and never talk to them again.
I thought it was great when you put the sign up, but the fact that you took the sign down while the problem is such a big part of our lives, I have may God have mercy on your soul. By the way, I moved to next door. It's like they start getting death threats. Like, how dare you take the sign down?
You could take a picture of their house now, and then when they take it down, post the picture and put it on Nextdoor, and be like, they took it down.
This house, and they're like, they start like making up the whole like that, like it got stolen. Who stole it? Shit.
Well, it's definitely not the Trump people next door.
Definitely not the Trump people. We have a lot of Trump people here. Yeah. So anytime if you put up a nice sign like that, it's just when can you take it down without everyone giving you a lot of shit for taking it down?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think you would have to go out in the middle of the night and like break it in half and then pretend the next day that somebody broke it.
Well, can you give a description of the person?
No, it was the middle of the night. I was asleep.
I was asleep.
But now it's
Oh,
broken.
okay. So, are you gonna put a new one up? I mean, you know what? I'll just go buy you one. And you put it up there. A bigger one. You can. They tore down. They knocked it down. You're gonna make them a bigger one, huge one. You're gonna put up there. What? You don't want to put up a giant one? What? It's gonna ruin your visuals of your house. The aesthetics gonna be ruined by a giant Black Lives Matter sign.
Buy a lawn-sized one.
You buy like you're like That's really nice. Well, we know you really care. We felt so terrible about what that people did to you. This one, people can see from goddamn space.
We bought you a Black Lives billboard, and we're going to put it on your roof on us. Thank you.
Yes, yes. Don't worry. We know you care. If anything happens to this, we have a camera monitoring it. So just don't worry. Everything will be fine. Hey, what's your next one? Do you have anything? Do you want to talk more about ADD?
Oh, I can't even talk about ADD with you. It's like to just go on this journey.
I could totally jump into an ADD. It's so I don't understand. So a lot of kids now take Adderall to study longer. Have you heard about the whole thing? Do you ever take Adderall and like to help you study and concentrate?
No, I would drink stupid amounts of caffeine, like
Yeah,
3 Jolt Colas or something.
Then you're like, I can't really study because I'm twitching.
Yeah.
But apparently, if you take it, it gives you like superpowers as far as studying.
So that's like school steroids.
Yes, exactly. It's basically school steroids, and a lot of kids do it. I kind of want to try it just to see. I've got nothing to really study for, but I kind of want to try it to see how it goes.
I mean, maybe it'll help you be super focused at work.
Yeah. So they're like, Mark, you're such an outstanding employee. You're doing so well. And I'd be like, I need to go to rehab.
You're like, Jay, I drafted like 300 pages of the newsletter. We're good for the rest of the year.
Jay,
Did it by
our
lunch.
newsletter is already an extreme success. And I'm, by the way, mainlining this stuff. Jay, would you experiment for the show and take Adderall at work?
I think I need to get my sleep under control before I experiment with drugs without my doctor's permission.
You don't want to experiment with drugs that keep you awake?
No, I definitely don't think so. Does
You
it
could
keep
be
you
like,
awake or does it just keep you focused?
I don't know why. I think so. I think it's supposed to keep you. I think it keeps you awake. I don't know. Maybe it does. I thought it kept you awake, or it gives you more.
Like, what if I was focused on falling asleep?
I've defeated it at last.
I go to my
found
doctor.
it.
I'd be like, I've been taking Adderall to sleep because I want to be very focused on sleeping. He's just like, you're a fucking idiot.
The doctor calls you up. He's just like, okay, Jay, I understand you can't sleep, and you're like falling asleep on the phone call.
I used to be like a sleep ninja. I used to be able to sleep everywhere.
You should not show up for the appointment, and the doctor's like, what happened? You were like, I slept through it. It's okay, I'm cured.
Get it?
Get it? And then you're like, you still have to pay your copay, and because you have to cancel it 48 hours in advance. You're like, fuck, that wasn't worth the joke.
Yeah, I got to cancel tomorrow morning before the 48 hours are up.
I do find, is it weird that doctors don't know how to cure snoring?
I mean,
when you go to like, hey, I have snoring issue, they're like, you have sleep apnea. You're like, maybe I do, but I'm asking about snoring. And they're like, well, if we work on your sleep apnea, it might cure your snoring. And you're like, do you just have no idea how to cure snoring? And they're like, no, we have no idea.
$20, buy a chin strap.
I've been taping my mouth closed. It's really something. That's what I've been doing. I've been snoring a little less, I think. I don't know.
I got the sleep tape, but it was really weird, and I went back to the chin strap.
The chin strap you think is preventing you from snoring?
I never really snored. I just breathed loudly. It's not like a full snore. It's like heavy breathing. But my wife is such a light sleeper. Like, even that, like, keeps her up.
Every night your wife's like, please let him stop breathing. Just for a couple hours.
Like, I'll roll over, and she'll wake up and be like, what's wrong? I'm like, nothing. I just rolled over. Like, that's how light, like the light rustle of the sheets, like, wakes her up.
Okay. My last scene I had. Dances with Jay. I understand you represent the Dances with Jay tribe.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to say, as a representative of white people, I think you are getting a little miffed about us kind of wiping out all your people. Did we not give you the Indians are now the guardians? The Redskins are now the commanders. I think we are even. Can you please just, like, get over it?
I mean, appreciate you not using our sacred symbols for your sports teams.
Exactly. We're even. We are even. We did some kind of bad stuff to your people. Might have like wiped that most of them out. And now we give you back your sports team.
132 million, approximately.
I mean, that just sounds like an exaggerated number.
It's pretty exact, actually. This historical
You think it was
record.
exactly 132 million people? Not 132 million people and one?
By the way, thanks for coming up with the smallpox vaccine after you wiped out our people.
Technology, like science. Like we had to test it first.
Oh, you tested
And it turns out we tested smallpox, and apparently it worked on you.
Oh, it worked. It worked.
Yeah. Anyway, I've heard one of the issues in the world is overpopulation, and we found a good way to remedy it when we got here.
You know, we don't even smoke cigars. What's with the stupid Indian cigar thing?
Okay, so if we stop the Indian cigar thing, then you get over the whole mass genocide thing?
And the Lone Ranger? What the hell was that?
I don't know. Johnny Depp played the Lone Ranger. Like, can you find a Native American? There aren't that many of them. Come on. So, like, we needed an actor.
Why did he paint his face white?
He's a crazy actor. He does weird stuff.
Literally, the seventh movie, he painted his face white. Is that in his contract? He's supposed to be an Indian. What is he doing?
He's
weird.
Yeah, most of us haven't seen an Indian, so we're just guessing he's right about this.
Most of us haven't seen Johnny Depp's real face. It's always white.
He was really good in 21 Jump Street.
He was in. I thought that was Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum.
No, the original.
Oh, no, he was in that. Okay.
Wasn't he? That was his first show?
I have no idea. Anyway, back to killing all my people, and you didn't address.
I think we're even. I think Native Americans, if anything, we've given so much back. Native Americans owe us a thank you.
You didn't really address taking over thousands of miles of land.
By the way, we call you Native Americans, not Indians anymore. We don't even get a thank you for that.
Well, I mean, you only called us Indians because you thought you were in India because you guys are stupid.
Listen, I still don't know we're not in India.
I mean, it's not even close. You weren't even in the right hemisphere.
Listen. We call them Native Indians. You're Native American. What? Listen, you guys are getting like you can. We allow gambling on your reservations and everywhere else in America. So what's the problem?
Yeah, that was. Thanks for making it unique to us and then legalizing it everywhere else. That helps.
It was bullshit that you're the only ones to get gambling. So now everyone gets gambling.
Cool. Well, now our casinos are going out of business.
Okay. Well, you haven't thanking us for like liver disease we've given you.
There's just so many things that you've given us. It's
Okay. So do you want us to go back to Redskins or do you appreciate it?
It's.
By the way, you're not taking the Atlanta Braves. Braves, it means something else. It has nothing to do with you, even though we do that weird chant. That's just flat out insulting.
The whole tomahawk thing? Like,
yeah, I mean, it means something else.
Couldn't help but notice you're still doing that.
I don't know how the Braves have gotten away with it. The Redskins were getting so much shit, and like the Redskins are like, what about the goddamn Braves? Just like, they're not that far from us. You're just like just look at the Georgia.
Couldn't help but notice you also have the Chiefs still, too.
Chiefs are still there. How do the Redskins, but Chiefs are totally fine?
That's a good question. At least you didn't change the name to like the smallpox blankets.
Okay, so I mean, like I really thought that would beat the Commanders, but apparently people like the Commanders better.
Kind of stuck on the whole smallpox thing. It's pretty messed up.
Okay, I mean that's the one thing we did wrong. Okay, then we gave you then we're pretty even.
I mean, celebrating Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
like National Backstab Day.
Listen, it was a wonderful meal. Calm down there.
I'm not cooking for you anymore.
You're not.
You're uninvited. You're uninvited this Sunday. No more.
Damn it.
No more turducken for you.
Turducken. Have you ever had a turducken?
Yes.
You have.
Yes.
Is it really good?
It's very good.
So it's a duck within a turkey.
It's a chicken within a turkey and a duck within the chicken.
So it's like a goddamn orgy of food.
Yeah.
Did John Madden create that?
I don't know, but he always talked about it. I had it at Martin's. It was very good.
Oh, it does sound really good. Is it like extra juicy because they're all like fucking each other?
And I think there's stuffing in between each layer, and it's also like I think they took out the bones, so it's like duck stuffing, chicken stuffing, turkey.
It sounds like something I'd want to try.
It's very good. Recommend it.
Yeah, it also sounds like something that like a vegetarian would be like called like they'd see them and be like, I've seen the Holocaust.
Right, exactly. If only we could get the turkey inside a pig.
Oh,
And then
that would be good for that.
And then the pig inside of a cow.
Do you want to start a different improv scene?
Cow Pitterducken.
You know, my daughter. Did I tell you my daughter asked me what did we do for her gender reveal party?
Oh God.
And I was like, shit, I gotta get you off TikTok. I was like, we didn't have a gender reveal party for you. She was like, why not? I'm like, because they're stupid.
Yeah, because they're the worst thing on earth.
This is horrible. She's like, but why would you do that for me? I'm like, because no one did that until social media started. Until they started doing it on social media a couple of years, no one had even heard of those things.
Because we don't want people to resent you forever.
Because I didn't want to unfriend 12 people I'd invite to it.
I am still so glad that I have not been invited to a gender reveal party.
Yeah. Well, I don't think I am assuming most of them take place in the South.
I don't even like when my friends have kids anymore.
Oh, thank you.
I'm like, you already had your kids, but like now I'm done. Like now I'm like, you know what? There's plenty of traffic. Stop it.
If I have a third kid, you're like, fuck you, Mark.
I'm gonna be like, Mark, do you see the traffic? Do you see what's going on out there?
Like, we really need another one of you. Come on.
How many ADD kids are you gonna have?
Do you think it's weird that like people don't talk about Earth more? Not in the sense of like saving the environment. I'm doing my ADD thing. I'm just switching topics on you. But
I mean, that's pretty much this podcast. So
yeah, you know how people like root for like USA, or they root for their like in the World Cup. You root for your country.
Yeah.
You never, and I understand Earth is never playing another country, but like you never, or another like planet, but you never go like Earth. No one ever, even like the Independence Day, they were almost like cheering for USA. They never go Earth.
That would have been the perfect opportunity to root for Earth. If aliens are invading, I would think that would be the number one time to root for Earth.
You're like, I'm on Team Earth, so go fuck you, Jupiter.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, people don't talk enough about Earth.
Jupiter, all their stupid gases.
People only talk about being from Earth when they're being mean to people.
And how many moons do you need? Jupiter,
yeah,
Jupiter's like the rush hour traffic of the solar system.
How many moons do they have?
I think 9.
How many moons does Jupiter have? Let's find out. See if Jay is right. Jupiter, the fifth planet from the sun, has 79 known moons.
Oh, I missed the 7.
These moons range in size from less than 1 kilometer to over 5,000 kilometers.
Well, I mean, less than a kilometer is barely a moon. That's just like a big rock.
Yeah, you're just counting pebbles in the sky? Come on, they're not all moons.
That's ridiculous.
There's some scientists like, yeah, so your job to do the moons for Jupiter. How many are there? I don't know, 79? There's no way there's 79. I studied it. It goes in the books.
I feel like if I could personally push it out of its orbit, then it's not a moon.
There's 5,000 moons. There, I just made that up. How the fuck are there 79 moons? What? I guess they mean they're all orbiting Jupiter?
Yeah.
But like, how do you know some of them just weren't like rocks that happened to be there?
I mean, also,
how do you know? How do you know you didn't count some of the moons twice?
Wouldn't that be a great job? Like, you're in charge of counting the moons on Jupiter. Who's going to call you out on it?
That was like, I was checking your work, Jay. I think there's more like 78 moons. Really? Do you have a triple PhD in Jupiter studies? No, I don't. Then shut the fuck up. Yeah, how? It's not like you're like, I'm gonna go check your work. I'll be on Jupiter for a little while.
Right. Uh,
What if you found out you later on that there was a complete lie about Jupiter having 79 moons?
I would be like, the guy who said there was 79 moons is like a genius because he said 79 and then he went to lunch and he just got paid.
I mean, it's something like there's like it's. We were like, I grew up with being like, there's 9 planets. There are 9 planets, and one day they're like, Pluto's not a planet, and you're like, okay, what does that mean? How does that affect my life?
Well, so
wait,
what is it then?
I don't know. It's It's some kind of like there's a rock there. They call it the moon, but they call Pluto, but now that rock doesn't qualify as a planet. And you're also like the scientist that was like, I don't think Pluto's a planet. You're like, God, fuck. Now we have to talk about this.
And
well, it doesn't actually qualify. Shut the fuck up.
I think it didn't qualify because it wasn't big enough, which brings me back to the 1 kilometer moon theory.
Yeah, I understand. If they're all 5,000 kilometers, they're all like really big. I'm fine with them being moons. But a 1 kilometer moon, it really feels like a rock broke off one of the other planets, one of the other moons, and they're like, now it's a second moon.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that the most moons? How many moons?
Yeah, Jupiter has the most moons.
Does Saturn have? What do you think?
Saturn has 18.
82. So Jay, you said 79, and it's you were wrong. You said Jupiter had the most, and you're wrong, Jay.
I mean, it's almost like I'm making all this up.
Wait, Earth gets 1 moon, and Saturn gets 82, and Jupiter gets 79?
Ask how many moons the Earth has. Maybe there's more.
God's giving out moons, and Earth's like, wait, we can get more than 1? How many moons does Earth have? Do they say? Has 1 moon. Does anyone else have 1 moon?
It's not a lot of moons.
How many moons does Mercury have? Mercury's the smallest planet, right?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. What do you think? How many do you think they have?
3.
They have 157. I made that up. I haven't got the answer
I
yet.
was gonna be like, how does every planet have so many?
It has none.
Ah,
Mercury didn't even know they were handing out moons.
suckers.
Okay. Oh, the part of the podcast where they started looking up how many moons the planets have, that was the most riveting part of the show.
Yeah, we should probably wrap this up before we lose all the rest of our listeners.
Okay, how many moons does we have to look one more up. It's got to be Uranus, right?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, how
5.
many do you think how many does Uranus have, Jay?
5.
It has 27 moons up your ass.
Okay. I mean, great.
It's a lot of moons.
It is a lot of moons. I feel like it's a little too crowded.
Yeah, I really do think like some scientists just like made up a number and like the other scientists are like, what, are you gonna check his work?
I mean, think about how the night sky would look with 79 moons.
You'd be like, I see the moon. Yeah, we all see the moon. It's everywhere.
Yeah, that's too many moons.
You know what would be great about it? You'd be like, we made it to the moon. Yeah, the Chinese have been to like 12 of the moons. Like, you made it to 1? Good job.
All right.
Oh, America made it to the closest moon. Like, wow, Neil Armstrong walked on a 1 kilometer moon. Way to go.
It's one small step for mankind because that's the only step. I made it to the end of the moon.
It's a small ass moon. Go to a real moon.
All right. The brink of sanity at gmail.com is our email.
We had emails. Could you read Lorenzo's emails and then we end the show?
Yes. While I look for them, Brink of Sanity 3 is our Twitter, or Brink of Sanity on Instagram.
Could you do the reads we do for DraftKings on our show and see if we can get paid twice? Just submit them, be like, we did the read on the Brink of Sanity, and they're like, we didn't ask you to. Okay, can we get paid?
Are you sure we got?
I know we have an email from Lorenzo. I am positive, Jay. You gonna make me find it? I know we've gotten an email. We haven't done a show in in 79 moons, Jay.
That is true. It's been a while.
Okay.
Oh, here we go. Got it.
Okay. I knew there was one.
Hey guys, been listening to a lot of old Brink lately, so that means it's time for great moments in Brink history.
Yes.
These are always good. Back on December 6th, 2019, Bry did something unusual. What was it?
Wait, what was the date?
December 6th, 2019. Bry did
Bry did
something unusual.
something-
What was it? There's only 2 clues for this one. Do you want to guess before any of the clues?
I guess he appeared in the show. That would be kind of unusual. He. You got to give me the first clue. Yeah, I can't.
Yeah, I don't know. 1, he mentioned that he liked something. Can you guess what it was? Bry liked something. That is unusual, Bry liking something.
So this was probably around the time of was this around the time of Stickman?
I feel like Stickman was before that.
Okay. Bry he has a thirst for life. He
likes gambling.
Yes, he really likes gambling.
He likes boating.
What's the second clue?
He likes gambling, he likes boating. What else does Bry like? Is that
You're not
it?
gonna give me the second clue?
Well, I'm trying to see if we can make a guess before the
Bry likes
He likes the Zach Wild band?
that could be true. I don't he likes the Mets.
He finally admitted he liked his girlfriend. I think that's it.
Yeah.
I think that's everything. Okay.
They're getting married. Can we say that on the show?
I don't know. 2, TV show or movie? Well, I know he likes Justified. Oh, BoJack Horseman.
Yes, he really likes BoJack Horseman. He talked me into watching 4 seasons of BoJack Horseman before I kind of gave up. Or I don't know if I made 4 seasons. I made the second season. I don't know.
Bry doing something unusual? Bry watching like the whole series of BoJack Horseman?
I guess so. Yeah, I've got nothing.
Okay. Mark asked Bry if there was anything at all that he liked recently. After a deep thinking session, he mentioned he liked The Mandalorian. And that was another rare and great moment in Brink history. Bry liked The Mandalorian. Okay.
Okay.
I mean, Bry liking anything, I guess, is a standout moment.
Do you think should we start asking Bry? Bry is getting some treatment to work with his sleep. Do you think if this is successful, he'll come back on the show?
I think so.
It'd be nice to have him back on the show.
I found another Lorenzo email.
Oh.
Hey guys, there's this lady who works for another company we deal with at work. Her name is Bronwyn, but she insists we call her Bro, which is super weird if you ask me. What is the worst nickname or shortening of a person's name that you have heard?
You know, I came across someone related to work, like in my work, whose last name was Man Love. Do you think, as a guy, you would change your name or just stick with the last name Man Love?
He definitely had problems in elementary school and high school.
I think if you're a gay guy, you're like, I have the greatest last name ever. And if you're a straight guy, you're like, I will be so tough by the time I get through high school.
Yeah.
What's the worst nickname we can come up with, or you've heard? You got anything, Jay?
Don't really have a lot of nicknames at work. I know that's not a great answer, but like I can't think of anybody who had like a nickname.
Yeah, I feel like maybe nicknames are. I've not been in a job where people really use nicknames that much.
Yeah, same here.
The most nicknames I ever hear also are like just someone using someone's last name, which is kind of a nickname.
Yeah.
So my son has been obsessed with something where he just makes up names for me and just calls me the names. Not like he'll be like, hey, toaster oven, and he'll call me toaster oven until like I basically like I'm like, stop calling me toaster oven, and he'll just keep calling me toaster oven. So that's a really bad last nickname.
Yeah, that's not great.
He likes to basically troll me. He thinks it's hilarious, and I'm like, my name is Dad. He's like, okay, toaster oven. I'm like, I'm sorry, I had kids. But I'm just like, I'm okay, fine. I will. Thank you. He got one of his friends to call me toaster oven. It's like, thank you.
I'm sure he thought that was like.
He thought it was so
epitome
funny.
of comedy.
Yeah. So Jay, do you want to have kids so like you can have a kid that call you toaster oven?
I mean, the lack of sleep for like 15 straight years is one thing, but you do get called toaster oven, so I guess there is an upside to it.
You already have sleep issues. Just add a kid.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for listening, everybody. The Brink of Sanity, gmail.com is our email. Brink of Sanity 3 is Twitter. We're Brink of Sanity on Instagram and Patreon. thebrinkofsanity.substack.com for our upcoming newsletter. And I think that's it, right?
Yeah. And Jay, by this time next year, we will have come up with our New Year's resolutions for each other.
There you go. All right. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll be back soon.
My love. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. It's all over. Goodbye. It's time to go. This is the end. Say goodbye. You better go away. I'm gonna leave you. It's the end. Goodbye. Goodbye. Just leave me alone. Feels so good to say goodbye. I'm sick and tired and I'm saying
Oh, Jay, keep recording.
goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.
That's what. Keep recording. I want to say one thing to you.
Yep.
We did a whole episode. We didn't talk about George Santos and how Brink of Sanity for president. You couldn't just make up all. You could have made up all your background. You could have said, "I went to Yale and I cured cancer," and apparently no one would ever do any research on you, and you could have been president, Jay.
I can't believe nobody researched a single thing. And now that they found out everything's a lie, they're like, what are you going to do?
He ran for Congress twice. No one from the Republican Party or the guys running against him ever looked into him.
It's amazing.
I once applied for a job at the movie theater, and they had to do a background check on me.
Yep, same.
AMC movie theater does a greater background check than the Democratic Party does.
I'd take a drug test for AMC too.
Yeah, but George Santos, I have to say it's both really annoying and like the funniest thing ever.
Well, I think the funniest thing is that he tweeted about his mom dying and said 2 different days. He tweeted that his mom died during 9/11, and then on December 23rd, he said, "This is the anniversary of my mom's death."
Did he also get like his mom died like 15 years later?
15 years after 9/11, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's really the only thing I wish he would do, and my only issue with him is when people are like, "You said you worked at Citibank and Goldman Sachs, and we checked, and you didn't work there." Like his response should be, "Gotcha."
Yeah, exactly.
You said you were Jewish. Gotcha. You said you graduated college. Gotcha.
That would be so funny.
It would just be great if he was just like, "Go fuck yourselves." Oh well. Okay, now we can have the show.
All right. Goodbye, everybody.